Hey y'all, welcome to Zikarat Gaming. My name is Zenon, and I'm joined here with Mike.
How's it going, everybody?
And Pablo.
Pablo is my slave name. I'm going to go by my new name, The Cooler Zenon.
Oh, okay. Well, The Cooler Zenon, I appreciate your sounding fresh on that mic. Very nice.
Ooh, thank you. It's a new one.
Yes, very. All right, well, welcome everybody. Welcome to Zikarat Gaming. Every week or so, we take a look at the goings-on at the games industry, be it news or releases or the rare three-way critique on a game we have all played. This happens to be one of those weeks, actually. We all will be discussing Miniit.
We did it.
We played Hollow Knight. Yay! It's a long-awaited.
Yes, we all played Miniit Maid. This tiny $10 looping game was released April 3rd, 2018, and was developed by 4 people, credited individually, making it impossible to summarize them in one sentence. But basically,
we'll try anyways.
Yes. It's too late. That's already a sentence.
Shit.
Yeah. But basically, these are people who have worked like one half of Vlambeer, which is the smaller game studio. It's literally 2 people. Who's worked on pretty fun games like Luftrausers or Super Crate Box or even Ridiculous Fishing if you've played that on your phone, or Nuclear Throne, things like that. As well as some people have, Katie Callis, I believe, also worked on games like Horizon Zero Dawn, and that's all I found on our Wikipedia page. So
small indie game there.
yeah, you know. But generally a collaborative effort with these, with just 4 developers, artists, and music as well. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Miniit. Let's I'm gonna give a brief description and then we'll just jump into our first impressions on this.
All right.
Miniit is a game where you are I guess I would say duck-like creature.
I'd say a face man.
A face man. Okay, a face man creature.
Guy with lips.
Yeah, a guy with lips, which very descriptive.
Describes most of us, I hope. At least
Yes.
2/3 of this podcast.
Yes. Who leaves there? You leave your house, you stumble across the beach, and you find a sword that happens to be cursed. With that sword, you have 60 seconds until you die and wake up again in your home, whether it be a bed, a trailer, or a shack, or whatever. And that's the conceit of the gameplay. That's the whole thing. You have 60 seconds to stop this curse from continuing to happen. It's all told in I would say, very cute, very
minimalistic,
very simple. Yes, absolutely minimalistic. Hence the name Miniit. Art style that is very. I think it does the job really, really well.
Yeah, I personally love the art style myself. I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, let's jump in on it.
Yeah.
All right.
I just the most obvious thing is the visuals about it, like super striking, like just very basic to the point. I don't want to say like Swedish. I know it might be basing it in there, but there was a foreign exchange student who I had in middle school, who was Swedish, and she drew very similar to this, and it was delightful, and I loved it.
I wonder if it was
Maria,
the same person.
Interesting.
Yeah, I doubt it, but Maria, if you're out there, I hope you're doing wonderful. Anyway, yeah, love it, absolutely love it. Very just black and white. That's it, 2 colors.
Yeah, the very first thing that I thought about it was all the way back to our first and only other game review. It reminded me immediately of Zelda.
Yep.
Immediately.
That's unbelievably intentional because this
for sure
reminded me of Link's Awakening a lot. And the very first song that you hear after the title screen is called Miniit Awakening. You find a sword on the beach, which is just like Link's Awakening. Colorful characters and a reoccurring, I guess in this instance, a factory man who tells you to go 2 places that you meet in various parts of your journey.
Yep.
Very much like inspired by Link's Awakening. And Majora's Mask, honestly.
Yeah, the whole repeating time loops and such.
Yeah, you got 60 seconds to go through there, and I think most people, you can't really go right. There's a river that's blocking you. You go down, you go to the left. And there's only 2 places you can go, really, once you get the sword. You go to the left, and you can go up and talk to some people, or you go to this lighthouse, which basically teaches you in agonizing detail that, oh, by the way, you have 60 seconds left, and This old man hilariously takes up all your time to tell you how to get an item that you can't even grab yet. But it's cute. It's charming.
Yeah,
I thought
it was such a cool way to introduce the time mechanic, because I'm not a person that pays attention or is good at video games, so I did not notice it. Or can read. So I did not notice when that little countdown started going up after I picked up the sword. So I just walked around. Yeah. I bumped into an old man. Like, oh, see what he's saying. Oh, this is taking forever. What else is going on my screen? Well, that's ticking down.
Here, dunk.
Yeah.
Dunk.
And then I died. I'm like, what the fuck?
I kind of ruined that mechanic a little bit for me, because the very first thing that I did, I was playing this on controller, and I was trying to see what buttons did what, and I pressed B and died immediately, and I was like, oh, it resets. Okay, cool, there's a time mechanic.
B so, like, back to the past.
Yeah, so like immediately after picking up the sword, I knew exactly what the mechanic was, and I was like, all right, what do I need to do then?
Yeah, there's a little animation for it on the gameplay, the game screen. That's if you guys didn't see it before, and it's adorable, very cute, a lot of personality, a lot of charm.
Yeah,
it kind of sets the game up really well. So, did you guys listen with headphones? You guys listen with music or anything? Like,
I listened to audio.
I fucking loved the music in this game. I was listening to it actually while I was writing my little notes on this. I was listening to it, and good lord, just it's twofold. I think the music in this game is great. It sounds really nice. It kind of builds and swells into just really kind of epic sounding pieces. But if you keep dying, or if you know you're not going to solve a puzzle, you can kill yourself and the music restarts. Or if you go into a different area, the music restarts.
Yeah.
Which really doesn't do it any favors.
Yeah, if you're able 60 seconds to hear a soundtrack, you're not going to hear a whole lot other than the first 60 seconds.
Yeah. And some of these pieces are like 2 minutes, 3 minutes or so, 2.5. But yeah, anyway. Yeah.
For me, as far as the music went, I thought it was nice until I had to restart a dozen times or so, and then it started just getting annoying to me, and I was just like, okay, just block it out, get from A to B, come on.
Especially if you're going from area to area where the music changes, like hearing that same 30 seconds or 20 seconds if you're going quick or whatever, until it changes doesn't really lend itself well.
Nope.
Yeah.
My initial impressions of this game were, you know what, I think we might want to back it up a bit. That's just mechanics and stuff like that.
Let's back it up a bit. So video games are these things you play.
Yes, yes. Well, let's start with you, Pablo. What did you ultimately think about the game?
So overall, I actually really enjoyed the game. I love me with some artsy fartsy indie games. This was definitely one at the end of the day. I loved its simplistic storyline. I love that cave with a bunch of signs that said "Factory's bad." really, really got the point across of what this was trying to say.
All the world building.
Yeah. Like, sweet. Glad I know what opinions to take from this.
Got a little bit of a political platform there.
A smudge.
Yes. Cursed sword factories, bad. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to say it, but I agree with it. Sorry. Rake me over the coals.
Vote for Bill 69 to ban cursed sword factories.
Yeah, but what's his foreign policy? Anyway.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. Overall, I really liked it. I thought its biggest strength was its level design. Everything ended up being more or less a branching path from a central location, one of 4 central locations, which was the 4 spawn points you can set. And everything had to be accessible within 60 minutes, or a step had to be able to be taken. 60 seconds. Or a step had to be able to take it within 60 seconds. And
get from various spawn, because you could have different houses in different areas.
Yeah.
That starts at your starting point.
Yeah, and I just thought it was cool. Like, everything was done within 60. Every little puzzle could be solved pretty quickly, pretty intuitively for the most part. And
so you're telling me this very well could be Nicolas Cage's favorite game, because he would be gone in 60 seconds.
We may have cracked the code on this one, boys.
I'm sending a tweet to them right now.
Oh god.
What about you, Mike? What'd you think about this? So I know you beat the game, yes?
Yeah,
as did you, Pablo?
Correct.
Okay. And it's like 90 minutes at the most, like How long did it take you?
It took me 90 minutes to beat the base game. I didn't go to 100% or into the hard mode or Mary's mode.
Okay.
Took me 45 minutes to beat the base game.
Fucking this guy.
And then
Fucking
yeah, from there I didn't actually. We'll get to it later, but I didn't play the second or the last mode that's on it. But I did watch it just for the sake of time because I didn't have a whole lot of time to play this. Okay. Not as much as I felt like I needed to anyway. Mm-hmm. But
good. I like the time puns. Keep it going.
But my impressions on this overall was that I liked the level design and the sound design and everything like that. That was all great. I thought the characters were great. The fish guy that's over by the coffee shop that falls over as soon as he finishes talking, I thought was hilarious. As far as everything else goes, though, I felt once I got towards the end of the game, everything didn't quite feel like it was wrapped up the way that it should have been. Like, they tell you that you have this cursed sword. They don't really go with it from there, though. It just sort of ends. You don't find out really anything about that.
Yeah, my initial impressions on this game were positive. Like, I really liked the soundtrack. I liked the kind of minor puzzle designs, but the more I ended up thinking about it, the more I kind of felt like tricked a little bit because
they hooked
the story doesn't go anywhere,
mm-hmm.
and and it's got so much charm and a lot of deals in there, but like you play through it, you get it, in 60 seconds, and when you beat it, one of two ways, which there's a again, this is mainly spoilers for a minute. This game that takes roughly like 90 minutes to beat first time, and it's like anywhere from 45 to apparently, which is, I don't know how the fuck you did that. I'm gonna call the cops on that one.
Yeah, honestly.
45 to
explored, man.
80 minutes. Like for the hard run, depending on how many, like how perfect you get it. But in like Pablo, I kind of had, I guess I kind of had both of your feelings on it. I loved it. That was very charming. The art, it just hit a lot of the notes for me. But once those notes started repeating, and they felt like more and more shallow, like that's when I kind of got like, what the fuck is this game?
You see, mm-hmm.
Because
you 100% of the game, correct? But all modes,
did.
I think that's kind of a drain on fun, personally, which is why I rarely 100% games. Because I tried to 100% it. I went back after we had our little talk. You said, oh, it's probably better if you do and play Mary's mode. And I was hating it once I went back to it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave a good impression with my initial playthrough.
I beat it in one sitting, which I think like a lot of people will end up doing, because the ending kind of sneaks up on you. Really and a weird little boss battle, which I wasn't like expecting. I was like, oh, what happens next? Oh, credits. Oh, okay,
cool.
It was funny. The noises that thing makes are hilarious.
Yeah,
it was just like, what am I fighting? What is this?
The swords. Like, what is fucking? Just the Bleach, the character from Bleach. That there was a sword all over the place. Anyway,
yeah.
It's happening, but no, it's just kind of goes there, and like since it's 60 seconds and you don't really get the chance to linger on things intentionally, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You cross by what happens to be the final boss, like as you're solving puzzles, and she's like, "You'll never stop me, even if you hit her."
Yep.
And I was like, "Who the fuck are you?" I just kept going, like,
yeah,
what even is this?
You're talking about the forum person, right? Like the one standing on top of the thing.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even interact with that person.
Yeah, and like you don't have to. It's just
there's no build
it's
up.
very and it just kind of happens. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm doing this thing. I towards the end I kind of end up doing these things because I was out of other things to do.
Yeah,
and the fact that I felt that way, and I think I'm on a 74-minute playthrough.
Get everyone just brag.
88. All right, it took me like 88 minutes to 100%. Okay, so another 15 or so. But yeah, Pablo, question: did you even get the shoes, the running shoes?
I did get the running shoes. Thank you very much.
I didn't get those until the end, like at all.
I didn't get them at all.
Yeah, like it's there's just multiple items and multiple like tentacles and stuff you can grab anyway.
Yeah. No, I definitely saw them. I made it to the shoe factory and everything like that. I didn't have the coins and I didn't go searching for them, so.
Yeah, that's fair. But no, I first impressions, I liked it. I was kind of taken aback by the ending, like, oh shit, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm the only one who played through the second mode, like officially.
Yeah.
And I beat that one 100% too, because I like, keep in mind, my impressions on this were really positive, but all they do is they reduce the time limit to 40 seconds.
And they give you 1 heart.
And, oh yeah, I guess that's true as well. But that, like, doesn't even, the hardest thing is the time mechanic on that.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
No, the combat doesn't take any...
Yeah,
doesn't
I
take
rarely
any
ever
damage.
took damage. Yeah.
like, usually I would just fuck up because I walked into them, not because I, like, through any fault of,
The game.
like, me being bad, or it was just me being dumb.
No,
Yeah,
I
like-
died to the final boss just because I was just trying to beat down his sword health bar things, and I would take, like, stupid damage because I was just trying to rush
Yeah.
into everything.
Yeah. It's so they move some of the puzzles around as well. Like, the solutions are different because you don't have an extra 20 seconds to get something.
Mhm.
There's I think there's only like one puzzle that actually takes advantage of that, which is like there's a tentacle I think it's a tentacle in the ocean near the coffee shop, and you have to get it to get an item, blah blah blah, to 100% complete the game again. And you have to go around it a different way and take the crate and use your sword throw, and it's clever and I liked it, and you can run into that puzzle pretty early on. But then there's not much else for the rest of the hard mode, like minor changes and tweaks, but they don't really go anything. And like during that point, that 40 seconds, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why not just make it 5 seconds at this point? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't add anything. And it did me like more harm on the game's impressions than good, because did you guys play Majora's Mask at all?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Played the shit
Yeah.
out of Majora's Mask. I bought it for the 3DS when it came out, too.
Hell yeah. One of the things I really enjoy about the game is the actual time mechanic, how it resets and you're trapped in this loop. And it feels like it, because if you go back to the dawn of the first day and you have to redo certain things to make things happen.
Yep.
Like you have the time slow down in dungeons or stops, you get various songs that help you skip ahead to certain sections, but
Gotta reset it yourself so that the frickin' moon doesn't kill you.
I know. Yeah, and you're at the mercy of time. Fuck that. Scary ass moon.
Yeah.
It really is.
Creepy ass face.
But they follow that time loop mechanic, and it feels like this. And in this game, I thought there was going to be something like that, but when the first quest you get is to kill these 5 crabs, or you intuit, you go into this coffee shop, the guy's like, man, these fucking crabs are everywhere, or something. I think verbatim, right? That's what he says.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much I said the same thing
Yeah.
I did at my last doctor's appointment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a paraphrase. That's a direct quote from the game.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And you can go and you're like, oh shit, if I take care of these, I could probably get something that'll help me progress. And you get the coffee, which I think helps you move faster, or helps
It
you
lets you
push
move
boxes,
things.
I think.
Yeah.
It helps
Yeah,
you
push
push
boxes.
boxes. I did that on accident because I had already killed all the crabs by the time I went to that building.
Nice.
It was just
Yeah,
like,
he's like, oh shit.
yeah, I
that's-
like walk. If you've already killed the crabs, by the way, if you walk it through the door, you automatically get the coffee. He doesn't even talk to you.
I don't
So-
think that happened to me I don't think that happened to me on hard. I think I had to talk to him first, because I ended up talking to him first. And he's like, these crabs are a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Multiple dialogue trees, obviously.
Obviously, super branching. This is like Mass Effect.
Yeah,
Mass Effect levels of branching dialogue here.
but
And then 3 beams and everything.
sure. The diamond shape. But it doesn't fucking matter, because you get the coffee, and it's not like he teaches you it's dumb tiny things like this, but like he doesn't teach you the recipe to make coffee or give you like some instant coffee packets or something.
Yeah.
He gives you coffee, and from then on you have the ability to push the boxes. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess the time doesn't really matter. And he doesn't bring up the crabs again, like when you reset the time frame.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't fucking change anything in the world, and it doesn't like add anything to the story like narratively.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives you more gameplay mechanics, and like,
Mhm.
it turns out it kind of ends up feeling like paper thin to me.
Yeah, kind of hollow.
Yes. And I play that at night.
This entire game revolves around you just getting new powers.
Yeah, but like, it didn't even fucking make sense narratively, because it doesn't
yeah.
change anything in the
Yeah.
world.
I
Like,
know. Like, you get that random glove and that one little subway thingy, and all of a sudden you can cut down trees. It's like, all right.
it's just, and like, but the time you spent doing that, like, it changes the world, but you go back to where the fuck it is. And this was further exacerbated with Mary's mode, which you guys did not get to, but I fucking was pissed when I got that. Because you could beat the game in straight up, like, 30 minutes, like, without even trying, because there's no time limit in Mary's mode. You play as the ghost Mary, who gives you tutorials and hints and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's cute, but there's no time limit. It doesn't fucking matter, because you're already dead, you're a ghost. And there's really, like, 8 puzzles in that game, and they make it take an hour and a half, which is fine, but with Mary's mode, it's like, what the fuck even is this game? Like, I paid $10 for it. I didn't pay anything because I got a Humble Bundle, sorry. But, you know, you're welcome, Pablo. But, like, if I paid $10 for it, I feel like I would have gotten ripped off just by playing this. Now, it's crazy because I got, like, a solid 3-4 hours of entertainment on it for $10. That's a pretty good deal, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
$10 for a movie that's 2 hours and or 90 minutes or something like that. You know, it's
well. I mean, you pay
I'm
$60
okay
for a
that.
AAA game that they're expecting you to get about 30 hours out of. So you know,
You pay $60. I don't know, deals for days. I just wait 3 years after it comes out and then play it on Humble Bundle because I already own it. And I only pay $15 a month for that I forget to cancel.
Oh shit! I own this game.
Yeah.
well, I mean, I got the upgraded Xbox thingy. Thank you.
Oh,
Don.
the Game Pass.
So
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I get games the day they release.
Main takeaway here is to just let John pay for it.
Yeah, honestly.
The takeaway is just have friends that have stuff that you can mooch off of.
Yeah, friends with money. That's all you need. But yeah, I end up kind of getting like slighted and feel like this is kind of bullshit. Like, there's so few actual puzzles in this game and such few like actual content. And if they take away the one like gimmick of this game,
Mm-hmm.
it just feels like there's nothing there except, you know, great artwork, great music. Yeah, I could actually appreciate the music in that mode, so that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like it just felt so like empty. And like,
No, I agree.
you know, it was just really bizarre to me, that disconnect. I haven't, that was part of the reason why I wanted you guys to play through it, because I haven't felt like that much of a like turnaround on my opinion on the game, I think, like, ever, except for maybe like Asura's Wrath, which had you fucking buy the DLC ending, which was, I mean, I had a lot of fun with that game anyway, but fucking what?
Yeah.
You punch the moon, you stab the fucking earth. It's crazy.
Okay, so my opinion personally, I see what you mean by the world feeling empty once you take away the 60-second mechanic, but I do think that's like, it's hard for me to say a good thing, but I think the limitations of the 60 seconds mechanic brought was more value than having a free world to explore and beat the game in 30 minutes.
I think I agree with that, but like, why even add that? To me, that felt like, well, we spent all this time and money developing this world, like, maybe people just want to look at this. I feel like they didn't ask themselves, like, wait, there's like not a lot to do here.
Yeah.
I mean, the limitations, like, video games to me are more or less around like overcoming some sort of limitation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a 60.
This is like a power spike to you. This is like a reward.
Yeah,
That's how you view it?
to me, the Mary's mode is like a reward just to like goof off and look at the world. Just maybe you realize how bare bones it is, but at that point, like, the game's already done. You already did everything. This is just like enabling like no clip or something. Just walk around. Just
That's
enjoy things.
kind of what it felt. Yeah,
That's true,
thank
too.
you. I was looking for the word. No clip is kind of how it felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just super bizarre. It was just a weird inclusion, and like even that with hard mode. But I just, it made this main conceit of the game felt like just an arbitrary mechanic for like a video game that didn't add anything to like either the story or the gameplay. It just felt like I was watching. I ended up watching like an anime subplot, like some filler. Is how I kind of felt afterwards.
For me, the hard mode, I don't.
Wait,
So
you said
the
this
whole-
was Bleach, right?
Yes, exactly.
Oh no,
it's
this was
Bleach.
all a
The
Bleach
entire
filler arc.
series.
But that whole
It's all bullshit.
the whole 60-second and then I think it's 40 seconds in hard mode or
Yeah,
whatever.
because you watched the gameplay of that and
Yeah.
on Mary's mode. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So that whole thing, that just feels like really artificial difficulty to me, honestly.
I mean, it's
Like, they
hard to
change
call
up the way that it goes.
It's hard for me to call it artificial difficulty when it is the difficulty. Like, if you
And that's where I'm like so
that's
confused
true,
because
but-
it's like it's a part of the game, and I'm like I was totally okay with this until you made me realize
that without it, the game kind of sucks.
it. Yeah,
I mean,
and like
yeah, that's kind of
that's why it's such a fucking like a mind fuck for me. I'm like, what the fuck is this game?
Well, think of it like this. Think if it was a different
Mhm.
game and you got rid of the primary mechanic, any game would fucking suck. You get rid of fucking guns from Halo. It's like, okay, cool. This is
The problem
horrible.
the problem is though that most of these enemies die in one shot though. Like
Well,
they're
not for me. Not even that. Like, it's just like in Majora's Mask, you still have the dungeons to go through. You still have these characters to interact and like these stories that they will tell and complete. Like the time frame adds like a pressure to it, but it doesn't
Yeah.
change the game. You know, it doesn't.
And like narratively, the time loop has
Yeah.
like some cool.
honestly,
effects on it,
there were only two characters in the whole thing that I felt had any form of narrative to them, and that was the random dude telling you to go to the factory, and then that one other dude
could go say, "What the fuck are you doing here? Get to the factory."
Yeah, and then that one other dude that you find fucking dying in the desert, and then if you follow him around and get to the boat, I for the life of me could not find the fucking tree bark thingy that he was
By
asking
the
for,
snakes
but
or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. For the life of me, I could not find that. But those are the only two characters that had any form of arc whatsoever. Everyone else was just sort of there.
Yeah. But yeah,
I don't know. There's the hotel, and you like got all the guests back. And
You got the
stuff.
characters
I thought
in
that was
there.
kinda
You get
cool.
all the guests, but like I literally
And then-
finished 3 of those guests in one run in the 60-second shot.
bro,
like-
were you playing like quarter mode? What the fuck is it? That's physically impossible.
Yeah,
It takes the entire 60 seconds to move the fucking like the thing around. Actually, it took
doesn't- you get the
it
little
takes you 40 seconds.
You can get
It
the
takes you
little
40 seconds with the to get the credit card guy.
Nah.
In fact, I timed it. It literally takes you 40 on the hard mode,
No, dude.
and that's with running boots.
I think I got
It's the
2
same
of them.
fucking puzzle.
No, I got 2 of them for sure. I got the credit card guy and then went straight over to the cat hiding in the tree thingy and just cut down the trees.
I'm going to see your fucking docs. I need to see.
Nah.
I'm going to see your work,
We're
sir.
gonna call some bullshit on this one.
Yeah,
This is the Ziggurat Gaming first official bullshit call.
yeah,
Mark it down.
yeah. But no, it just felt odd, and like I definitely want to bring this up just because it felt bizarre, and I haven't had a game like this where I'm like, oh, what the fuck? A game that I've actually fucking beat on the first sitting and enjoyed, and then B, I was like, wait, whoa, why are you taking my wallet? Why are you taking my socks? What's going on here? I have nothing. But I think honestly, if you do play this game, like the weird thing is like I still do kind of recommend it. Like it's enjoyable, it's fun, but I think for like $5 to $6
Yeah.
is like a solid price for it.
Just wait for the Steam sales.
Yeah.
Which
pretty
it's $6 right now. Spoilers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which it did happen on the 25th. I was just off by a month.
Callback,
For the
baby.
record.
much. That's what we call callback.
Yeah. If it was like $10 and you got the soundtrack, I would feel better. But I think the soundtrack is still another $5.
No, lame.
It's weird. Games are hard and it's weird to make and they cost money.
Yeah.
And like $10 is probably fair, but it just
Um,
it's just so it like mobile game content was kind of what it felt like
I don't know.
without the gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
for me, it just, I don't know. The world felt a little bit too empty for me.
I don't know.
Sure.
I'm on the boat where I have more money than I have free time. So
Mhm.
having a quick 90-minute game, full experience, yada yada, all that bullshit. I'll actually be perfectly okay paying $10 for this game.
I'm on the boat
Yeah.
where I have neither of those two things. So.
Yeah, I it's weird for me to bring a price with a game like this, but it just like I brought it up last week with the Cadence of Hyrule, where I felt that was more style than substance,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and this one like really brought that home as well. But $10 is fine for this, I guess. But like that one, I felt like it was $10 too much. I think $15 for Cadence of Hyrule is pretty solid deal. But like then again, the music's good, but there's not a lot to it, and there's not a lot of extra content. It's like,
Nah.
See, I'm very
Yeah,
much
it's
on
just
the,
tough.
I need more than music to keep me playing a game, so.
oh no, don't show them Rock Band.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
I
one
played a
mentioned
lot of
OSU.
Rock Band.
Yeah. I know those were kind of my thoughts on it. I just want to get that out there, and I figured if y'all played it, we can have a little mini discussion. But any Mike, your final thoughts on it?
Final thoughts are I wouldn't even call it average. I would call it slightly below average just because I don't feel like there's a lot of replayability to it, especially once you make it through the second mode. I don't feel like there's any point to keep on going into it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is the game, but yeah, for sure. Yeah. Although, Apollo, I totally forgot. You made a note. You sent me your notes, and you said something 4 times, and you didn't fucking mention it once.
Was it fuck the shark? Because I repeated that
fuck
many
the
times.
Shark. That
fuck
shark
that
is
little
a
shark.
fucking obnoxious.
I was going to bring that up in my final notes. So.
I didn't even know there was a shark.
Fucking this shit follows you around like a little bitch and munches your
No,
face.
He doesn't follow you. He fucking torpedoes right into your ass and eats you.
Yeah, fuck that.
God forbid you go off the screen.
I didn't even know there was a shark. What is this shark?
Oh, God.
He's in one of
you
the puzzles,
go off
one of the
screen.
puzzles, and then also if you try and go off into the ocean, he fucking munches your face off like a little bitch. God, I hated that shark.
Yeah.
So,
I was just
apparently
there exploring. Don't bite me.
To do.
Looking jump scare ass shark.
So I definitely beat the game without once seeing a shark of any kind.
Yeah, it's on the water stuff, but yeah.
Like I don't even think I got the flippers my first thing through it because
I think
did you not need the flippers to finish?
I thought you did.
No,
I feel like
no, I got them.
No, flippers, running shoes, and some other stuff, and like the oil can are like extra.
There's an oil can?
Superfluous. That's after you get the 8 things. Well, obviously, if you fucking play 20 seconds of the game, you can fucking see it. Fucking hell.
Hey, I played the game to beat it, man. I played to win.
Ugh, gross. Winning. Ugh. Pablo and I play Dota. We don't win at all.
We exclusively sign up just to yell at strangers.
Mainly, i.e., each other.
Yes.
We become strangers momentarily.
Yeah. So, Pablo, your final thoughts on it?
I liked it. I would honestly recommend it if you're in for a cute little experience. Maybe not a whole lot of meat to it, but it's a savory little treat. I thought it was satisfying, like beginning to end. And I didn't really feel the need to 100% or get into Mary's mode.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think I've said my opinion enough, but maybe play through it once and enjoy it. Like 90 minutes, $10 for 90 minutes, pretty good. $6 for 90 minutes, very fucking good. Like very good deal there. It's just there was more to play, and I enjoyed my time with it, so I thought I would enjoy more, and I did until
you thought about it.
I realized
too much.
like I was Old Man Jenkins the whole time. Like fucking that shit happens. But anyway, that's our 25 to 30 minutes on Minute.
Oh,
yeah.
So, yeah.
We could have played through half a minute in the time it took us to finish talking about it.
Yeah.
I'd be done with this in like 10 minutes, man.
Yeah, okay.
He just launched it and closed out of it. Well, done.
Yeah, done. I beat it. I saw the credits. Oh, there's a credit mode on the main menu? That means I beat it. Fuck you all.
Mike style.
Yeah.
Hey, I watched the ending little cinematic thingies. Watch the peoples pop up all over the island from the hard one. Get to go to sleep in your bed with your dog, the regular one.
That was so cute.
Oh, that's the...
Get the random dancing bones in the Mary's mode.
Man, it's a game. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. That's our Minute discussion. Short little conversation on that. As far as this weekend games go, not a whole lot. And honestly, I've been pretty damn busy with real world stuff, i.e. my back hurting like a mofo.
Same.
Nice.
Don't lift fridges with your fucking back, guys. Don't lift anything with your back. Lift with your legs, for God's sakes.
No, you gotta bend from your knees in a jerky, twisty motion.
That's right, yeah. That's how you get the momentum. I've played physics games before.
I played Human Fall Flat.
But anyway, just a couple new releases this week, and there's some Epic Store,
Some
Epic Games
news.
some epic video games. Yeah, that Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel released late last week, I guess.
Yep.
I picked it up. Those load times are fucking ass on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, delightful.
I'm talking like I think it's 43 seconds, which is like apparently Mike's full playthrough of Minute.
So it's like not even an eighth of an Anthem load screen. Then.
Yeah, but for the races, which is like 3 minutes, like at most. They gotta fix that shit. I don't know if they will, but Jiminy Christmas, it's a horrible.
No, they'll just wait for the Pro to come out next year.
Seriously, Yeah, the gameplay is horrible. Sorry, the gameplay is horrible. Sorry, the gameplay is solid, and I like their jump mechanic, their boost mechanic. But Christ Almighty, the load times are making me not want to play it. In fact, I only beat like the first world and like 2 races. I'm like, fucking hell, it's taking forever. I think I'll get back to that once they.
God, that's like
update.
a half an hour of load times, man.
It sucks. And Bloodstained Ritual Night also released this, I think, this week on Switch as well. But another issue with that, PlayStation 4 and Switch users have also been reporting massive frame dips. Like, we're talking, it runs at 24 or 30 frames per second standard, but we're talking like frames in the single digits.
Oh, sweet. It's like Blighttown in Dark Souls. I love it.
Yeah, but in Blighttown, at least if you look like up or down, I think it's up, you're fine. But this one, it's the entire fucking screen.
But are you fine?
I mean, you might not make it.
If you're in Blighttown, you're not having fun. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So hopefully they fix that. But besides that, I've heard nothing but positive reviews about the game, positive views on the game, and a couple of my buddies have been streaming it and playing through it and just like raving about it. So 2 games I'm gonna have to wait until they fix it. Yeah. So thanks, video games.
I'm probably gonna pick up Bloodstain.
Yeah, buy it on Steam. It'll work.
Yeah. No kidding. What you might not. Some games you were not able to buy on Steam, i.e. World War Z, turns out to have been pretty well. Thanks, buddy. That decision actually turned out to be pretty damn well for them. Worked out pretty well. They reported that they sold over 700,000 units.
Damn.
On the Epic's Game Store or Epic Game Store, whatever it is, which is pretty fucking good, especially for something that I would call a double A game.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's not quite AAA. It's not quite like, it's definitely not indie.
That's respectable.
Yeah,
it really
for
is.
Sure. And especially considering that Epic Games, their share. I'll just jump into this, okay? This works out really well because Tim Sweeney, the Epic Games founder / CEO, Tim Sweeney.
He's not Sweeney
has a
Todd,
tweet
as
storm.
I was surprised for.
No, but he's not the butcher of Steam Store or whatever the fuck joke you want to throw.
He might want to be.
Yeah. But he recently, like today, tweeted out like a long 10 tweets on Epic Games exclusivity, why they do it and whatever. And he pretty much doubled down on kind of saying that the 70-30 split between developer or publishers / developers and the storefront, where the storefront gets 30%, hurts the industry as a whole. And it means that the cost of video games would have to be higher in order to like make up for that cost, which like what he's saying makes sense. And it's cool if he thinks that. Like, basically he's saying he believes that by forcing exclusivity, it'll result in a change in the status quo. Epic is a huge proponent of that, where they're saying 88% of the profits go to, or of the sale goes to the developer, and only 12% goes to the storefront.
Which sounds super nice, but I 0% believe him on that being his main reason.
I also, I 5% believe him, but I think it's mainly money.
You're saying CEOs lie?
On the internet? No,
I know,
you
I was shocked too.
I mean,
we're all sitting down, right?
I mean, he's obviously just trying to get people to build up a library on his game front or his game store, so people won't want to move to game stores later. And with kids getting to Fortnite probably being their first big video game, that's where their PC library is going to be.
And competition is good.
Yeah, of course.
But it just feels like
the store fucking sucks balls.
Yeah, like the competition we're used to is I have an Apple, I'm going to sell it to Mike, and I'm going to sell it to Pablo for $3 a piece. You guys can sell it for $5.
Christ.
Pablo can sell it for $5. It's a damn fucking good apple. It's a mega ultra honey crisp apple. Pablo can sell it for $5, and you can sell it for $6. And that's cool. You guys can choose what to sell my product for after it's out of my hands. But the only problem is, if I say, all right, Mike, you can't sell that anymore. Only Pablo can, because I get whatever. I get $3.20 back or something like that, as opposed to $3. It doesn't feel like fair competition, even though it technically is, because Pablo said, hey, dude, I'll give you more money for that apple if you only let me buy that apple.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels unfair, but that's capitalism in a nutshell. So, like, what the fuck ever. But, like, it ultimately does mean more money for the publisher / developer, depending on how that gets doled out. But for, like, a standard $60 game, that game being sold on Steam at regular price would give the developer $42 versus $52.80 technically on Epic, which is not insignificant. Like, that's $11 more for the same product and nothing changed.
Yeah, that's per unit too. So
yeah, and like $20 game is $14 versus $17.60 on an Epic Game Store.
Yeah,
which is that's $3 more for the same damn thing. And just going off of World War Z, there are 700,000 units. That's $24,640,000. This is based off of full price. I guarantee that the sale that they had contributed to it as well. They're $10, off.
Yeah, of course.
For sure.
But just going off the current retail price, which is $40, not the $30, not the $25 it was on sale for recently, that's $24.6 million on the Epic Game Store, which is not insignificant amount of money for something that I can almost guarantee did not cost that much money to make.
No
or at least as much money as that.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, and like I've heard really solid things about it, but it's a lot of money, dudes. It's a lot of fucking money.
lot of dollary dudes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm always pro competition, but I know what they're trying to do. They're just trying to get people buying on the Epic Game Store while Fortnite is still big and people still care about it. So they'll have a library there.
Well, you got the foundation.
Yeah, exactly. And then eventually
it's your Counter-Strike. Your Half-Life.
The problem, though, man, have you seen that storefront?
It's garbage.
That user interface is atrocious.
Yeah, that's my big thing, and I know they're just gonna add that in later. That's probably their whole plan.
It's the roadmap.
Yeah,
it is the roadmap. Yeah,
but I mean,
it's just so bad.
It just feels so shitty to be on the consumer end.
And it's such a weird thing because this feels like it's more towards developer / publisher versus consumer, and us as consumers are not used to that.
Yep.
Like Steam, especially, we're not used to any. Granted, we're not used to any fucking rights on Steam. They could, we could fucking buy $20 worth of P, and they'll delete it and be like, "Oh, sorry guys."
I'll be.
Oops. Yeah. But Steam wouldn't say that. The publisher would have to.
Thank you, Gaben.
But like, if you are developing that game, that's $24.6 million versus on Epic Game Store versus $19.6 million on Steam.
Yeah.
And that's $5 million for your studio, which is pretty fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like,
it's pretty chunky.
That's enough to kickstart Subverse.
Which is really the end goal of all video games.
It's the summer drought. We get it, guys. Yeah, I just want to bring that up. I thought that was interesting, and yeah, 5% believe him, which probably sucks if he's like fully genuine. Like, no, I just want us to make more money and be more safe. Meanwhile, everyone's like, "Fuck you."
I don't know enough about him to know if this is really what he thinks or not. That's the thing.
He's no Randy Pitchford. Let's leave it at that.
No. Yeah.
Which, by the way,
okay.
I say
he's somewhere between the Golden Child and Absolute Scum, then.
Thank you. And yes, Pablo did say roughly 43 and some change minutes in, 44 and some change minutes in, Pablo did say Randy Bitchford / Smearbox. You can shut it off now. We got it.
Podcast over, baby.
Yeah. So that's new developments on that storefront, and I mean that's pretty big success for a medium-sized game.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what comes of this whole situation.
Yeah. I wager. What is it? EA's putting out their own. No, EA has Oranges. EA
yes,
Oranges.
they have Oranges.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
Bethesda has their game store that they're launching, right?
God, I hope not.
I think I'm fairly certain.
I know they're pulling everything off of BattleNet, so I'm assuming they probably do.
Wait, Bethesda? Stuff from BattleNet?
No.
Oh no, sorry, not Bethesda. Sorry.
You're thinking Activision.
I'm not thinking right now.
Activision. Yeah, Bungie. Yeah,
no, I'm thinking Bungie actually, not Activision.
Bungie.
But yeah.
And yeah, well, we'll fucking see how this goes. This is gonna be very
It's
curious.
it's gonna be interesting if nothing else.
It ultimately, hopefully, will be good for like us, the consumer, and better for the developers. Which I mean, more money would ideally mean less crunch time and less shitty deadlines and stuff like that. But this feels like a band-aid over a broken arm type thing.
Yeah.
So,
well,
much larger issues.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, for sure. I honestly, that's gonna do it for this week. I mean, there's super important information that's gonna happen soon that you guys have not touched, and I'm pretty upset about that. Comes out in 3 days, like pretty fucking important.
The first
It's gonna be the
cigarette.
last video game ever made.
The first cigarette gaming official podcast. Yeah, not podcast. Fanfic.
Yes, exactly.
Actually,
Don't worry.
I mean, I was just
my
saying,
fingers are
fucking-
typing.
Fucking Mario Maker 2 releases this Friday. God damn. I need it in my life.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was overshadowed by Shadowbringers coming out in like a week or a week and a half or whatever.
What
it
even is that? What is that? Was that more fan fiction?
No, it's Final Fantasy's new expansion, bro.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna lead to more fan fiction.
Oh, it will.
Oh, trust me, it's will.
Already started.
Oh boy.
My fingers are nimble and quick.
But yeah, Mario Maker comes out later this week. I'll be playing that for sure. And I guess what next week you got flipping Final Fantasy 14
It's the
Shadowbringers
2nd of July, whenever that is.
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun?
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, Shadowrun coming back.
Oh shit! I love that game.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it for this week at Ziggurat Gaming. Just want to say thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
It's been real.
Kisses for everyone. Mwah.
But anyway, this has been Zenon.
And Mike.
And Pub signing out.
Have a good one, y'all.
Bye, everybody.